How's it going out there, YouTube? My name is Jesse, and I am the curator for the Golden Age, and this is another
Lost Heroes of the Golden Age.
Yes, this is Lost Heroes of the Golden Age, and this time we are doing...
This isn't the correct hero.
Okay, I was going to do the other human meteor, but I decided to do this one instead.
I wasn't aware there were multiple ones.
Yeah, I didn't even know he existed either until I was going to do the original one. So we should do this next week. Finding obscure Golden Age heroes can sometimes be a laborious activity, especially since you got to find something that's obscure and you also have to find something that's interesting. And if the stories are dull, you have to make them more interesting, which, believe me, some of these characters that I've gone over would be really dull if I hadn't punched it up a bit. But I found one that's really kind of weird. I'm calling it a scientific hero, but it's only scientific in the formula that he takes that gives him his powers. The overall character isn't actually all that compelling. I mean, maybe he was a little compelling in the third story, but overall, I really wasn't impressed. But I like the fact that he was using performance enhancers to win. No, I really don't approve of him. I don't call him a hero. I really don't think he's even an anti-hero. You can take a look at the story yourself and you can tell me what you think. I really don't approve of the story. I mean, yeah, he's beating the bad guys at the very end, but he was literally a hero of circumstance. This could have been anybody else like, if anybody else had been dealing with the professor, they would have fallen into what happened. I mean, this wasn't like that these guys had been planning for years for him to be the next superhero and a speedster. It was just kind of an accidental thing. They didn't plan on it to happen when it did. This guy just happened to be the hero of circumstance. So you can go ahead and watch the intro and see the first appearance, and you can tell me what you think about this hero. I make my opinions pretty clear on this myself. In fact, I had more fun dissecting the car crash than I did the hero itself. And you'll see what I mean when we get into the first issue. So, first appearance. So, let's go ahead and do the Human Meteor. The Human Meteor. The Human Meteor, Dashford Dartwell, first appeared in Amazing Man Comics number 22, 1941. The original publisher is Centaur, and he was created by Harry Francis Campbell. Now, this is I guess you can say, scientifically advanced human. He gets his powers by these pills that was kind of accidentally created by a professor, and I don't like what he does with these pills. See, they make him super fast, and in the super fast, it also enhances some of his reflexes so that he can increase his strength in a way. Because in the first appearance, he uses these pills to win a track meet, which I don't like the idea. He's taking performance enhancers and we're glorifying that. And the second one, they use him to play a baseball game, and all of a sudden, because of his speed, he can pitch. I don't understand how that works. He has 4 appearances, but it's kind of weird. In the first appearance, he wins a track meet. In the second appearance, he plays a baseball game. The third appearance, the criminals that he put in jail learn that he is taking these performance-enhancing drugs, and they get this criminal named Slug to try and steal either the pills or the formula so that the criminals can make it on their own and they can become super fast like, Dash here. And in the fourth one, it's a recap story. It kind of encapsulates all 3 stories together in making of its new story. It takes parts of each one. Like in the first one, it's the track meet that the track stars got injured in a car accident, and that's when he goes to get Dash. But in the recap, the crooks captured the track members so that they can make money on the bets that they made. But that was the premise of the second story, where they kidnapped some of the baseball players of the game that they bet on. Not the first story. So they took elements of the first story, the track field, with the second story of the baseball game, and they threw in elements of the third story where they got a hold of the formula and was able to enhance themselves. But it wasn't until the end of what would have been the third story in the retelling that he gets the crooks and sets them up for the cops to capture him, which he actually sent some of the crooks to jail in the first and second story. It's kind of weird. But he wouldn't even have an impact on anybody if it wasn't for the pills. I mean, in the first race that he's in, he almost loses that race by a large margin before the pills kick in. So if he didn't have any of the pills, he would have been a non-factor. In fact, you'll see in the origin story in the second race, the pills wear off while he's racing and he almost loses it. So there's nothing even interesting about this guy without the pills. He's not, I mean, I thought it would be like close and then the pills give him that edge, but without the pills, this guy's nothing. So let's go ahead and review the story of the college guy who's nothing without these pills. And it's ridiculous. I've read all 4 stories. It's ridiculous. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, one more thing before I get started. No featured covers, no featured stories. The first story is 7 pages long, and they use arrows egregiously to a distractingly annoying level. Here's a couple of pictures of what I mean. And let's get started. Okay, I cannot pronounce the name of the university, so when its name pops up, I'm just going to say university. Dash Dartwell, The Human Meteor, by Harry Francis Campbell. Dash Dartwell, senior at university, is quite interested in biochemistry. Dr. Moss, the biochemistry dean. Dr. Moss's new experiments, and in Lois, Dr. Moss's lovely daughter. In fact, these new interests have taken place over his Trek team activities. Dash, what is that? An explosion in your father's lab. As they run in, you can see smoke in the air because explosion, of course. Let's see. I've got what? Explosions? No, my new metabolic accelerator. Performance enhancers. I don't know. What does it do? I don't know. It's to speed up the... He says he doesn't quite know what it will do, but it should speed up someone's metabolism. I don't see how the increased metabolism increases speed. I had an overactive metabolism when I was a teenager. I guarantee you I couldn't run like the Flash. What you need is a guinea pig. I'll do it. But aren't you in the Eli track meet. A second string in that meet. Not a chance. Well, here it goes. So he takes the pill and doesn't feel an effect right away. Meanwhile, the bus carrying the university track team starts for the stadium. And, of course, they're going to get into a car accident with this red car that is from the other school, and the driver is intoxicated. Aren't you supposed to get intoxicated after the sporting events, not before? Anyways, I don't see how the crash ended up like this. The bus is coming in from the right while the car is coming in from the left. For the bus to have impacted the car and this side, as you see in this panel, the car would have had to have made an arcing turn for the bus to be able to come in contact with it. But if you see that the bus is next to the side of the road, wouldn't have been able to impact the side of the vehicle because the bus doesn't have a turn radius and the way that it would need to turn into the car. And if the car coming from the left were to make a wide enough turn where the bus would impact into that car, the car would have actually have made it out of the way. There's no way physically that this accident could have happened in the way that it's being represented. They should have shown that these two having a head-on collision. That would have made more sense than the bus ending up on the car, where the car is facing away, that if it were to start facing that direction, it would have gotten out of the way of the bus. There's just no way that that accident results looking like this from the way those two vehicles were approaching. I have a problem when things aren't shown in a proper continuity. Oh, and let's not forget the arrows. They not only litter the pages of this story, they are in every story, and some of them are egregious. Let's see. And after the track team... let's see, the track team was in the wreck. It's bad, coach. Most of them can't compete. Well, round up the second team. I'll get Dartwell. He's probably over at Moss's lab. Now, they say that they'll get the second team, but Dartwell competes in all of the races. Okay. Come on, Dash. Some drunk busted up half our team. You're in the Eli meet. But, coach... So, he whisks off Dash so he can compete in the race. Now... I've got an issue here. He competes in the 100-yard dash, and then he immediately appears in the 440 dash, and then he'll be in the 880 dash. Why is one runner running every single event? In the real world, you're going to get exhausted. You wouldn't keep doing all the runs. You have different runners for different events. A shorter one like the 100-yard dash, you would have your quickest off-the-line runner. And then for your 40-40, you would have more of a long-distance runner. Those would be different people. I don't think that the same person's going to be running all the track events. He needs recovery time. Okay, so Dash starts off on the 100-meter dash, and he's being left far behind, which is why I said in the opener that he's the wrong person for this. And then the pills kick in, and then he was able to win this. He was the wrong person because he was trailing at first. The 220 won by Dartwell at the university. It can't be, and now he's in the 440, and he leads by 75 yards. And the pill starts to wear off. And he talks about how he barely won that race. I'm trying to figure out why he is still running. It's the 100, 220, the 440, and the 880. It's the next run that he runs. You don't have the same runner at every race, not unless these races are hours apart and he has time to recover. Dartwell, what happened? Your super pill wore off. I almost lost that one. Give me some more pills. So, yeah, performance enhancers. He's cheating to win. I don't care if we're trying to show what the pills can do. He's using the pills in a competition to win. That's essentially cheating. It didn't start off as cheating because he didn't know what the pills were going to do, but after that, he purposely took them, so he is cheating. So this is our hero who's cheating to win. After the 880 in 1 minute and 3 seconds by Dartwell, another world record. Bang, bang, shot from the gate. So he goes to investigate, and he finds out that the cashier's office for the university has been robbed, and they escaped with $40,000. How many people were attending this event that they can get $40,000 from people in 1941? I mean, that's damn impressive. Hold on, let me do the math. Okay, so converted into today's factor, $40,000 in 1941 was $870,201.42 roughly. So basically, does the Super Bowl even pull in $870,000? I mean, maybe, but a track and field event between two universities bringing in $870,000? I don't see anything close to that happening. I mean, maybe $40,000 today, but certainly not $870,000. That's nuts. Okay, so Dash jumps onto the back of the car and he follows the crooks to their hideout. I guess he killed somebody because he said, won't these murderers be surprised? So he starts running even faster than when he was doing the track events. He's almost invisible. Suddenly, the pill loses effect. There he is. The I think he's trying to say college in a weird way. College boy. I can't even mispronounce this properly. You want some more, wise guy? Later at the secret hideout, he takes another pill. So, not only did he take some pills, he had some more pills in reserve. Okay. So, let's see. As soon as it's dark, we scram. Not if the pill... he's like, not if the pill works in time. And this mug won't talk. What's one more? Killing. Okay, so they did kill him. And he takes the pill and he's able to start moving at super speeds again. So they start taking shots at him. And he goes around the entire room and is able to knock everyone out. They won't be out long enough, or they'll be out long enough to get them to the police station. Won't the police be surprised to get the gang and the $40,000? And I'll just read the last set of panels right here. I tell you, some harm has befallen Dartwell. Dash! Here's the money and the gang in the car. Look behind you. The arrow was not necessary. I knew what the next panel was easily because you actually did the paneling correctly. Look, Dash, you're already famous with the capture of the bank robbers. You'll be a hero and you'll make a lot of money, but you wish I wouldn't. Oh, I hope you say the next... You didn't even say it was the next day, but he's already in the newspaper. Well, Dr. Moss, I won't. The secret of the speed can do much for either law or criminals. Let's use it for law against criminals. I'd hope you say that. I knew Dash would. You use these pills to win a baseball game in the next one, and the heroes find out about it in the third story. You are horrible at keeping secrets, and you decided... Yeah, you did kind of fight crime in the baseball game, but you also used the pill to win it so that the criminals wouldn't win their illegal betting. That's Dash Dartwell. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this one. This wasn't the one I was intending to do. It's one that I accidentally stumbled on, which accounts for about half of the obscure Golden Age heroes. Anyways, next week we will do the actual human meteor, which I was going to do. So, until then, I'll be seeing you.